Don't waste any more time and money on creatine. Discover the right way to use this supplement to effectively gain muscle mass and strength. Before we get started, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated with all the new content. Here at the Vegan Territory, the channel that talks about health, nutrition, and exercise, you'll find valuable tips to improve your results and reach your goals in a healthy and sustainable way. Now, let's dive into how creatine can be your ally in achieving impressive results. Creatine is a substance naturally produced by the human body, specifically in the liver, kidneys, and pancreas, from amino acids like arginine, glycine, and methionine. It is primarily stored in skeletal muscles and used as an energy source during high-intensity physical activities. Its main function is to help produce ADP, adenosine triphosphate, the primary energy source for muscle cells during the first few seconds of intense exercise, like sprints, heavy weightlifting, or activities that require explosiveness and strength. When the body consumes additional creatine through supplementation, its natural levels increase by about 30%, providing a significant boost in performance, particularly in high-intensity, short-duration activities. This leads to greater power during workouts, which over time translates into substantial strength gains and muscle growth. Additionally, creatine helps with muscle recovery, promoting faster regeneration after intense exercise, which can reduce the risk of injury and optimize training results. While creatine is one of the most studied and effective supplements for boosting muscle performance, many people still make mistakes when choosing the type of creatine and the proper dosage. To ensure you get the maximum benefits from this supplement, it's essential to know which creatine to choose, what the ideal dose is, how to supplement it effectively, and when to take creatine to optimize results. 1. Choosing the right creatine. The truth about creatine forms. When it comes to selecting creatine, it's important to pay attention to the fancy and advanced versions that promise better absorption or more potent effects. Many brands launch alternatives with sophisticated names, such as buffered creatine, micronized creatine, or creatine ethyl ester, trying to convince consumers that these forms are superior to regular creatine monohydrate. But what does research say about these claims? Creatine monohydrate is the most studied and widely used form. Numerous studies have shown that it is highly effective in boosting creatine levels in muscles, resulting in increased strength and power. In a 2021 study, researchers analyzed 8 different forms of creatine and compared their effectiveness. The results were clear. All the forms tested increased muscle creatine levels similarly, and creatine monohydrate stood out as the most cost-effective option, without sacrificing efficacy. While more expensive alternatives try to position themselves as superior, creatine monohydrate is just as effective and much more affordable. Furthermore, it doesn't have absorption problems and doesn't cause notable side effects like some more expensive creatine forms try to address. Many companies attempt to create pricier versions to justify the higher price. But the truth is that these alternatives don't outperform simple creatine monohydrate. So, when choosing creatine, go for the monohydrate version. Check the label to make sure the only ingredient listed is creatine monohydrate. This supplement is effective, safe, and will help you achieve your goals without spending more than necessary. 2. Correct dosage. How much creatine should you take? The dosage of creatine is another important factor to consider. The study of supplementation protocols and recommended doses can be confusing, as people often wonder what the ideal amount is to get the best results. The most common recommended dose for creatine is 5 g per day. But is this the best option for everyone? Let's understand how to choose the right dosage for your body. Research shows that while 5 g per day is the traditional and widely recommended dose, it may be excessive for many people. Studies suggest that lower doses of 3 g per day can also be effective. For example, a study with female swimmers showed that 2 g per day over 6 months didn't result in performance improvements. Another study showed that 1 g per day for a year didn't improve muscle function or lean mass. This suggests that 1 to 2 g per day is too low for most people. On the other hand, a 2018 study compared the effects of 3G and 5G per day, and both groups experienced significant increases in strength. The researchers recommended that 3G per day is sufficient for most weightlifters. If you do the math, it makes sense, as studies show significant performance improvements with doses around 0.03 G per kg of body weight per day. For a person weighing 170 pounds, 77 kilograms, this would amount to just 2.3 G per day, well below the recommended 5G dose. Therefore, the best dosage for most people is 3G per day. For those with much higher body weight, a slightly higher dose may be necessary. This dosage will be sufficient to saturate the muscles with creatine and provide strength gains and muscle growth, without the need for excessive doses. 3. Supplementation protocols. How to get results faster. After choosing the right dosage, it's important to understand the supplementation protocols to effectively saturate your muscles with creatine. Increasing creatine levels in muscles doesn't happen instantly, and many people want to see results as quickly as possible. To speed up this process, there are two main supplementation protocols: the loading protocol and the non-loading protocol. The loading protocol involves taking high doses of creatine for a short period, usually for 7 days. The goal of this protocol is to saturate your muscles quickly, so you can experience the benefits of creatine sooner. In this method, you start with 5G of creatine 4 times per day, totaling 20G per day for 7 days. After this loading phase, you reduce the dose to 3G per day to maintain elevated creatine levels in your muscles. The non-loading protocol, on the other hand, is a more gradual approach. In this case, you start with 3G per day, but the creatine levels in your muscles increase more slowly over the course of 3 to 4 weeks. This protocol won't cause the rapid weight gain that the loading method does, but it may be easier to follow for those who prefer a gentler, gradual process. Both protocols are effective and will get you to the same result, but the difference lies in the time required to achieve muscle saturation. The loading protocol is more advantageous for those who want quick results and are in a hurry to experience the effects of creatine. The non-loading protocol is a more gentle and gradual option, ideal for those who don't mind waiting a little longer to feel the benefits. 4. When and how to take creatine for maximum benefits. Now that you know which creatine to choose and how to dose it correctly, it's time to understand when to take creatine and what to combine it with to maximize its benefits. Many people make the mistake of taking creatine at the wrong time, thinking that it has immediate effects or that it needs to be taken before a workout to be effective. Let's clear up these questions. Creatine doesn't have an immediate effect. This means that taking it before a workout won't provide instant energy for your muscles. A study comparing creatine usage before or after a workout found no significant difference in lean mass gains. This suggests that the best time to take creatine isn't as important as being consistent with daily use. The most important thing is to take creatine every day at a time that works best for you. There's no need to take it immediately before or after a workout. Consistency is key to maximizing the long-term benefits. As for what to combine creatine with, studies suggest that taking creatine with carbohydrates and protein can help increase muscle saturation, especially during the initial supplementation phase. Taking creatine with a post-workout meal may provide additional benefits, helping to increase absorption and utilization of creatine in the muscles. However, during the maintenance phase, after your muscles are saturated, the benefit of combining creatine with carbs and protein is less significant. Lastly, it's important to know that caffeine may interfere with creatine's benefits. Some studies suggest that regular caffeine consumption can reduce the effectiveness of creatine, possibly due to the opposing effects these substances have on muscles. If you're a heavy caffeine consumer, it might be wise to avoid taking caffeine and creatine together, or at least space them out. Final considerations. How to ensure maximum results. To get the most out of creatine monohydrate, follow the recommended tips and protocols. Choose creatine monohydrate. Take the right dose, around 3G per day. and follow either the loading or non-loading protocol depending on your goal and how quickly you want to see results. Be consistent with daily use. Take creatine at the time that's most convenient for you, and combine it with a proper diet rich in carbohydrates and protein to maximize its effects. Remember, creatine doesn't do the work on its own. It's an excellent tool to help improve your training results, but it should be combined with an appropriate training plan and a balanced diet. When used correctly, creatine can be a powerful ally in boosting strength, improving performance, and increasing muscle mass. If you're looking for a science-based training program that shows you exactly how to train and eat efficiently, head over to builtwithscience.com and take our quiz to find the best plan for your body. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to keep up with more tips like this. See you next time.